Hello everyone, this is Roshna Deepak from Loops and Hooks. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make Crochet Alpine Stitch. So, I made a few rows of Alpine stitches, you can see. This is the right side of the Alpine stitches and this is the wrong side of the Alpine stitches. So let's start. Here I'm using cotton mix acrylic wool and thread and 2.5 mm hook. Firstly, I'm going to make a slip knot. So next what you have to do is you have to put foundation chain stitches according to the length you want for your project, but one condition, you have to put only even number of foundation chain stitches. Okay, so here I put 24 foundation chain stitches, and now what you have to do is you have to do one more chain stitch. Okay, so 24 foundation chain stitches plus 1. Okay, you will understand why I told you to do one more extra chain stitch when I'm doing next row. So look closer. So for the next row what you have to do is you have to skip the first chain stitch. So you have to insert the hook into the second chain stitch. So what you have to do is you have to insert the hook into the second chain stitch and you have to do a single crochet stitch. Okay, with this row you have to continue with single crochet stitches across the end of the foundation chains you have. So you have to continue doing single crochet stitches. If you don't know how to put single crochet stitches, or if you want to learn in detail and closer, please do check in the description box. I have given the link of my single crochet stitch tutorial video. Here I finished putting single crochet stitches in this row. The next what you have to do is you have to put 2 foundation chains for the next row and you have to turn your work. So this row what you have to do is you have to do double crochet stitches across the end of this row. So firstly what you have to do is you have to skip the very first stitch and you have to insert the hook into the second stitch. So yarn over, insert the hook into the second stitch and you have to do double crochet stitch. So insert the hook into the very next stitch and you have to do double crochet stitch. So you have to continue doing double crochet stitch across the end of this row. Here I finished doing double crochet stitches in this row, and one thing I need to tell you that you should not forget to do double crochet stitch in the last stitch. So always people will forget to do double crochet stitch in the last row. So what will happen is your project will become uneven. It won't be looking nice. What you have to do is you have to take yarn and have to insert the hook into the last stitch and you have to do a double crochet stitch. So next you have to put a foundation chain and you have to turn your block and you have to skip the very first stitch and have to insert the hook into the very next stitch and have to do single crochet stitch. So I have to do single crochet stitch across the end of this row. Here I finished putting single crochet stitches in this row. So next, in the last stitch, I'll tell you it will be a bit difficult to find out the stitch, so I'll show you how to find. So not this stitch or this stitch. What you have to do is you have to insert the hook into this stitch. Okay, here. Okay, I'll show you one more time. This is the stitch. Okay, you have to insert the hook into this stitch and have to do your last single crochet stitch, else you won't be getting even border. So now we have even borders. Okay, so let's move on to the next row. So put 2 foundation chains and have to turn your work. So next row will look like this. I'll show you how to do. So for this row we put 2 foundation chain stitches, and now what you have to do is you have to skip this stitch and you have to do a front post double crochet stitch into this post. Okay, so yarn over and insert the hook around this post and you have to do a front post double crochet stitch. Okay, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Okay, so next what you have to do is you have to do double crochet stitch in this row. So here we have a stitch, but you should not do double crochet stitch into this stitch because we already done a front post double crochet stitch in the same row. So what you have to do is you have to take yarn and have to insert the hook into the very next stitch. So here, okay, and you have to do a double crochet stitch. So next what you have to do is you have to take yarn and have to skip this post because we have already done a double crochet stitch over here. So we should skip this post and have to insert the hook into the next post around this post. Now have to take yarn and have to do a front post double crochet stitch. Okay, next what you have to do is take yarn and insert the hook into the very next stitch and you have to do a double crochet stitch. Okay, next you have to do front post double crochet stitch into this post, around this post. So you have to skip this post and have to insert the hook around this post. So take yarn and have to insert the hook around this post and have to do front post double crochet stitch. Okay, next take yarn, insert the hook into the very next stitch and have to do a double crochet stitch. Okay, next take yarn, skip this post and insert the hook into the next post. So insert the hook around this post and have to do front post double crochet stitch. Okay, next take yarn and insert the hook into the very next stitch and have to do a double crochet stitch. So you have to continue with the same steps across the end of this row. Here you can see I finished this row. So as the last stitch will be a bit difficult to find. So what you have to do is take yarn and you can see a stitch in the last like this. So take yarn and insert the hook into this last stitch and have to do a double crochet stitch. Okay, so we are done. This is the right side of alpine stitch and this is the wrong side. Both sides are pretty. Let's move on to the next row. So put one foundation chain and have to turn your work. What you have to do is have to do single crochet stitches across the end of this row. So no need to skip any stitches over here. We can insert the hook directly into the same stitch, not to the second stitch or the next stitch. So you can insert the hook into the same stitch and have to do a single crochet stitch. Next, insert the hook into the very next stitch and have to do a single crochet stitch. So have to continue like this till the end. Here I finished putting single crochet stitches across the end of this row. So let's move on to the next row. So put 2 foundation chains and turn your work. Here there will be a small difference between the first row of alpine stitches and the next row which we are going to do. So we put 2 foundation chains, not a big difference. I'll show you how to do. What you have to do is take yarn and of course you have to skip the first stitch, and what we are going to do in this row is we'll do normal double crochet stitches on the top of all the front post double crochet stitches. These are the front post double crochet stitches, right? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. So these are our front post double crochet stitches. What we are going to do is you have to do double crochet stitches on top of this front post double crochet stitches. So take yarn and skip the very first stitch and have to insert the hook into the top of the front post double crochet stitch and have to do a double crochet stitch. Okay, Perfect. Next, what you have to do is take yarn, and now you can see the normal double crochet stitch here, 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 here. Okay, in between all the front post double crochet stitches you can see normal double crochet stitches. So in the normal double crochet stitch you are going to do front post double crochet stitch in this row. So what you have to do is take yarn and insert the hook around the normal double crochet stitch, which we have done already on the previous row, and take yarn, pull out the hook and yarn together, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Okay, next what you have to do is yarn over, insert the hook into the very next stitch and have to do a double crochet stitch. Okay, so on top of a front post double crochet stitch we did normal double crochet stitch. Next what you have to do is take yarn and insert the hook around the normal double crochet stitch. Take yarn, pull out the hook and yarn together, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Again take yarn, insert the hook into the very next stitch and do a double crochet stitch. Okay, on top of a front post double crochet stitch. Next take yarn, insert the hook around the normal double crochet stitch, take yarn, pull out the hook and yarn together, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So you have to continue the same way till the end. Okay. Here I finished the second row. So let's move on to the next row. So next row is nothing but you have to put single crochet stitches across the end of the row. So put 1 chain and have to turn your work and have to insert the hook into the same stitch and do a single crochet stitch. So in every stitch you have to put a single crochet. Here I finished putting single crochet stitches, you can see. So put 2 foundation chains and have to turn your work, and we are going to do the 3rd row of alpine stitches. So take yarn and here what you have to do is you have to skip at the very first post or stitch and have to take yarn and have to insert the second post or stitch and have to do a front post double crochet stitch. Okay, next that means in the normal double crochet stitch we do front post double crochet stitch. Okay, next take yarn and insert the hook into the very next stitch and have to do a double crochet stitch on top of the front post double crochet stitch. Okay, front post, normal double crochet stitch. Next, take yarn and insert the hook around this post, around the normal double crochet stitch of the previous row. Take yarn and do a front post double crochet stitch. Next, on top of this front post double crochet stitch, you have to do double crochet stitch, normal double crochet stitch. So insert the hook into the very next stitch and you have to do a normal double crochet stitch. Okay. Next, take yarn, insert the hook into the normal double crochet stitch and you have to do a front post double crochet stitch. Next, take yarn, insert the hook into the next stitch and you have to do a normal double crochet stitch on top of the front post double crochet stitch of the previous row. Take yarn, insert the hook around the normal double crochet stitch of the previous row and have to do a front post double crochet stitch. So this way you have to continue this row. Here I finish 3 rows of alpine stitches. It's really simple. All you have to know how to do front post double crochet stitches and normal double crochet stitches. So to make this alpine stitches, you have to know how to do foundation chain stitches, single crochet stitches, front post double crochet stitches and normal double crochet stitches. If you want to learn those stitches, please do check in the description box. I have given the link in the description box of chain stitches, single crochet stitches, double crochet stitches and front post double crochet stitches tutorial videos. If you like this video, please do like, share and comment, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So hope you all will try after watching this video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.